I was found across from the Overby Transportation Center, bundled up in a bunch of sheets and makeshift blankets and cardboard. I am a man of God, and he showed up that night. He showed up in the light and image of Captain Nancy and her driver, and I know that.
Three years ago, our real estate broker took us to a property in the West Humboldt Park community, and we were looking for a new site for the Salvation Army's Freedom Center. It was a perfect opportunity for us. We saw need in the community, as well as a site that needed development.
Well, the Freedom Center project is actually a continuation of what we've been doing here in Greater Chicago for the last 35 years. It's a very neighborhood-based facility where we have a variety of programs and opportunities for virtually every age. Among these are going to be our Harbor Light Center, our Pathway Forward program, our Core Community Center, which is going to be serving the greater neighborhoods surrounding the facility and campus itself, as well as our mobile feeding program.
The Core Community Center will offer a lot of programming for parents, for mothers, for fathers, for children, and we're really looking forward to things like the Computer Center, to after-school programs. We are coming to be part of the community and to just join together.
This center is like a breath of fresh air. Young people pretty much learn what they see, so it's good for them to see kind, caring, good people being the leaders in the neighborhood.
Harbor Light is really a staircase. We are out on the streets working with the homeless, so we're an ongoing program that takes you from the street through substance abuse. We have a jobs program to help with the employment angle until you're ready to go into independent living, and then we still want to be your friend. When I met Henry that night, he hadn't had a haircut or a shave in, at least 2 or 3 years. He was not talking clearly. He had difficulty walking. In fact, we had to each hold an arm to get him into our van. And watching him transform just brought about this wonderful character that's in there. And he has gone from probably going to die that night on just under a sheet to can't wait to help other people through this process.
When he stepped in and saved my life, again, I knew this time that, that God was serious. As time went on in the program, I was given a sense of rejuvenation, a sense of confidence, and I've been given a foundation.
The kind of services that Pathway Forward provides enable people to make a gradual and increasingly effective transition back into the community. And most people don't realize that without these kinds of programs, a significant majority of people who come out of prison eventually end up back in prison again.
Our young kids, when they don't have nothing to do, they find themselves something to do, and that something to do is trouble. So keeping them focused, keeping their attention to something positive is a great avenue for success. It's a great avenue of keeping our young people out of trouble.
The investment here is in preventing societal harms, strengthening the youth, and keeping them on the right path, a pathway forward.
The impact of the new Salvation Army Freedom Center is just going to be enormous. So in the course of 1 year, our programs at the new Freedom Center will impact roughly 24,000 individuals.
This neighborhood means a lot to me. I made a mistake when I was a teenager. God gave me an opportunity to turn it around, and the people in the neighborhood embraced me and gave me an opportunity to represent them. So it's only fitting that I continue to give other people an opportunity to turn their lives around and embrace them. We cannot continue to allow for folks to be sick and not give them help. And hopefully, this is going to be the turning point for the neighborhood.
There's a sense of hopelessness and despair when people don't have a plan that will often lead them to a self-destructive lifestyle that makes a very negative impact on their own neighborhoods. So the Salvation Army wants to intervene in that cycle of hopelessness.
Both of these programs have been around for 30 or 40 years, and they continue to demonstrate their ability to really change and help people and provide solutions to these problems. That's something to invest in. That's worthwhile.
When we have somebody who's involved in substance abuse, the reality is that on a minimum wage job, you're not going to be able to support your addiction for very long. And so as your addiction grows, you're eventually going to move to criminal activities, and that will eventually land you in jail or prison. And the state of Illinois alone, last year, we paid $38,000 per individual to incarcerate each person who's in our prison system. And so when we have somebody who's able to begin having a productive, useful life, not only are we saving society by not having to pay to incarcerate that individual or to deal with their addiction issues, but they also start becoming a part of society and become a productive person within the society that they live in.
There isn't very many places left that show the compassion and genuine concern for another human being. And that's what I always wanted. I give praise to God Almighty for the Salvation Army, who has saved a lot of lives, including mine.